Update 8 on Super Typhoon Hagupit, Philippine name Ruby. Currently with winds of 150 miles per hour and a pressure of 926 millibars, maintaining its intensity. Its position is 12.1 degrees north, 127.9 degrees east as of 8 PM UTC on December the 5th, that's 4 AM Philippine time. The storm's expected to move towards the northernmost Visayas Islands and southernmost Luzon over the next 12 to 24 hours, possibly grazing, well, likely grazing the northern coast of Samar, possibly making a landfall there near its current intensity as a Category 4 typhoon, and then expected to move towards the west over either the northernmost Visayas Islands or southernmost Luzon, and that means possibly affecting the Manila area as well in around 2 or 3 days' time before moving out over the South China Sea as a weakening storm. Signal 3 warnings are now in effect for Samar. 4 is the highest, so that means we could see some pretty severe conditions, particularly in the northern part of the island. Signal 2 warnings for areas around it, and Signal 1 warnings for areas in the wider area extending about halfway along the southern part of Luzon now, as well as most of the western Visayas too, as well as northern Mindanao as well still. Sea surface temperatures remain fairly warm, around 28 or 29 degrees Celsius, likely to drop a little bit as the storm moves inland, but higher sea surface temperatures lie on the other side of the Philippines over the South China Sea, where we could possibly see some regeneration depending on how it does over the next 3 or 4 days. Wind shear is fairly low, still a small pocket of higher wind shear directly ahead of it, but as for now it's not looking too bad. Dry air may be the real problem for this storm. It's approaching from the east as well as the north, shearing away that northernmost spiral band there and possibly infiltrating a little bit more centrally too. The CMC computer model then calls for the storm to move towards, a jog towards the north first, and then movement towards the west into the South China Sea, and then dipping towards the south and affecting southern Vietnam as probably a tropical storm after a secondary peak over the South China Sea. GFS model still calls for a landfall further south, what looks to be southern Samar, perhaps even the island of Leyte not far from Tacloban where Haiyan hit last year. Still a possibility of seeing typhoon conditions there before dipping towards the southwest as well. Latest satellite imagery shows how the storm's been remaining very slow moving and still perhaps a little bit undecided on its direction, as I reported in the last update, but it appears at this stage that the storm will move towards the northern coast of Samar and then continue towards the west. It appears less likely that the storm will move towards the south from this point in, but it is still a possibility. You can see no real telltale signs of where the storm's going to move next looking at its direction apart from straight west. It could still move either northwest or southwest, but still maintaining its intensity. The eye is perhaps shrinking once more, and it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next few hours, whether it will disintegrate once more and the storm may weaken further, which would certainly be good news and welcome news for the Philippines. As of December the 5th at 8 PM UTC, there is nothing else going on in the world right now. We once had Invest 99S in the southern Indian Ocean, but that has since dissipated. All we have now is Typhoon Hagupit, all the world's eyes on this storm. 77 tropical storms have formed so far in 2014 around the world so far. 44 of those have become Category 1 hurricanes or their equivalents around the world, 74 miles per hour winds or higher. 26 Category 3 storms with winds of 115 miles per hour plus. Of course, Hagupit is the 26th storm to do so. You can follow Force 13 on any of its 6 outlets. The website is the main place to be for all the goings on around the world, storm-wise, force13.com. Of course, the video pages will also keep you regularly updated. The social pages even more so. Search Force 13 on all of those, at Force 13 on Twitter, and you can speak to me personally on Skype as well, at Fool13 on there for tropical weather chat. The next update on this storm will follow at 2 AM UTC on December the 6th. That's late morning local time, 10 AM I believe, and another update, number 10, will follow 12 hours later at 2 PM on December the 6th. But that's all for now.